Imagine a world where money literally grew on trees. Or perhaps more accurately, where a central bank had a magic printer, churning out limitless banknotes with a push of a button. If governments could simply create all the money they ever needed, why do you and I still toil, save, and begrudgingly pay our taxes? It's a question that on the surface seems almost childish in its simplicity, yet its answer unveils a profound and often counterintuitive truth about how our entire economic world functions. Prepare to discover why the ultimate power to print money is, in reality, no power at all, and why taxes are far more essential than you might ever have believed. For centuries, the allure of infinite money has tempted rulers and nations. From ancient emperors minting coins with less precious metal, to modern governments contemplating quantitative easing, the idea of solving all financial woes with a flood of currency has been a persistent fantasy. It sounds like a cheat code for prosperity. No more debt, no more budget deficits, everyone could be rich. But history, with its unforgiving clarity, teaches us a very different lesson. A lesson etched in the ruins of hyperinflationary economies, where money became less valuable than the paper it was printed on. Perhaps the most infamous example is the Weimar Republic in Germany during the 1920s. Faced with crippling war reparations and economic collapse, the government began printing money at an astonishing rate. Initially, it seemed like a solution, a way to pay bills. But within months, the marks in people's pockets became worthless. Prices doubled, then quadrupled, then quintupled overnight. Imagine needing a wheelbarrow full of cash just to buy a loaf of bread, or rushing to spend your wages the moment you receive them, knowing they'd be worth half as much by evening. This wasn't prosperity, it was economic chaos. Zimbabwe in the late 2000s offers a more recent, equally stark reminder. Their central bank printed banknotes with denominations up to $100 trillion. Think about that. 100 trillion. Yet you couldn't buy a bus ticket with it. The local currency became so valueless that people resorted to bartering or using foreign currencies. What these historical disasters tell us is that the problem isn't the amount of money, but what that money represents. Money is fundamentally a medium of exchange, a store of value, and a unit of account. It facilitates transactions. The core issue boils down to a fundamental economic principle: supply and demand. When you dramatically increase the supply of something, without a corresponding increase in demand, or an increase in the goods and services available in the economy, its value inevitably falls. Money is no different. If everyone suddenly had $1 million in their bank account, what would happen? Everyone would rush to buy the same limited goods and services: houses, cars, food, experiences. This surge in demand against a fixed supply would cause prices to skyrocket. This phenomenon is called inflation. It's not just prices going up, it's the purchasing power of your money going down. Imagine wanting to buy a new smartphone. If the government floods the economy with cash, the smartphone manufacturer still only has a certain number of phones to sell. Sensing the increased money in people's pockets, they'll simply raise the price. Your $1 million might soon only buy you a sandwich. The numerical value on your currency rises, but its ability to buy actual things diminishes rapidly. You feel rich, but you are in fact getting poorer. And who suffers most from this kind of rampant inflation? Not the super rich, who have assets that often retain or even increase in value. It's the everyday worker, the saver, the pensioner. People on fixed incomes watch their life savings evaporate. Wages can't keep pace with daily price hikes. Contracts become meaningless overnight. It erodes trust in the economic system itself, leading to social unrest and instability. So printing unlimited money doesn't make everyone wealthy. It makes everyone, especially the most vulnerable, incredibly poor. This brings us back to taxes. If printing money is economic suicide, then how do governments fund themselves and the essential services they provide? The answer, of course, is through taxation. Taxes aren't just an arbitrary burden, they are the primary mechanism by which a government legitimately acquires the resources it needs to operate without devaluing its currency. They are the price citizens pay for a functioning society. Think about it. Roads, schools, hospitals, defense, scientific research, social safety nets. These aren't free. They require labor, materials, and specialized knowledge. Taxes collect a portion of the nation's wealth and reallocate it to fund these collective goods and services. Without this collection, who builds the bridges? Who educates the children? Who provides healthcare for the sick? The alternative isn't no taxes and free money. It's no taxes and no services, or worse, printed money and no value to anything. But there's an even deeper, more subtle reason why taxes are indispensable. One that goes beyond simple funding. It's about maintaining the integrity and trust in the very money system itself. When you pay taxes, you effectively remove money from circulation. This is critical for controlling inflation. It helps ensure that the total amount of money chasing available goods and services remains balanced. Taxes are a vital tool for economic stability, a regulator for the flow of value. Before the invention of money, societies relied on bartering. I give you my sheep, you give me your grain. But what if I don't want your grain, and you don't need my sheep? It's inefficient, restrictive, and impossible to scale. Money emerged as a solution to this double coincidence of wants. It's a universal IOU, a claim on future goods and services. But for that IOU to be accepted, it needs a guarantor, a force that gives it legitimacy. That force is, ironically, the government that issues it. Here's the twist, a concept many people miss. The government's ability to impose taxes is precisely what gives its currency value in the first place. Think about it. Why do you have to use the national currency? Because the government demands that you pay your taxes in that specific currency. You can't pay your income tax with a handful of seashells or a Bitcoin, even if you wanted to. You must earn or acquire the national currency to fulfill your tax obligations. This fundamental demand creates a baseline demand for the currency, anchoring its value within the economy. This is often referred to as the tax-driven demand for currency. You work, you earn dollars, euros, or yen, because you know you'll eventually need those specific units to pay your taxes. This isn't just about income tax. It's sales tax, property tax, corporate tax, all requiring the national currency. It creates a continuous, underlying need for the currency, reinforcing its acceptance and stability across the entire economy. Without this obligation, the currency would merely be pieces of paper or digital entries, easily dismissed. So, taxes are not just for funding. They are the anchor. They create the indispensable demand for the currency that gives it its intrinsic worth. If the government just printed money and didn't demand any back in taxes, what would stop people from simply abandoning that currency for something more stable, like gold, or a foreign currency, or even reverting to bartering? Nothing. The system would collapse. Furthermore, in our interconnected global economy, a nation's currency isn't just valued internally, it's valued by other countries too. If a government started printing money indiscriminately, the international community would quickly lose confidence in that currency. Its value on foreign exchange markets would plummet, making imports incredibly expensive and exports less competitive. This isn't merely an internal issue. It's a global one, affecting trade balances, international investment, and a nation standing on the world stage. Managing an economy, therefore, is a delicate balancing act. Central banks and governments constantly monitor a myriad of factors: inflation, unemployment, economic growth, interest rates. They use tools like adjusting interest rates, and yes, sometimes even carefully managed money creation, often called quantitative easing, not to print infinite money, but to fine-tune the money supply, to stimulate growth or curb inflation when needed. It's not a free-for-all, it's a precise, strategic intervention, fraught with risks. Ultimately, taxes are a part of the implicit social contract. We, the citizens, contribute a portion of our wealth to a collective pool. In return, the government uses that pool to provide public services, maintain order, and crucially, to ensure the stability and value of the very currency we use to conduct our daily lives. It's a fundamental exchange that underpins modern civilization, far more intricate than simply giving money to the government. So, the answer to why can't governments just print unlimited money is multifaceted. It's because printing money without a corresponding increase in real economic output leads to devastating inflation, destroying savings and livelihoods. It's because taxes are not merely about funding services, but about managing the money supply and creating a baseline demand for the currency itself, anchoring its value. Without this mechanism, money loses its trust, and with it, its power. The value of that dollar in your pocket isn't just backed by a central bank. It's backed by the entire economic system, the trust of its citizens, and the government's power to demand taxes in that currency. It's a shared belief, a collective agreement, that makes money work. The next time you pay your taxes, consider that you're not just contributing to public services, but you're also, in a very real and profound sense, reaffirming the value of the very money you earn and spend every day. You're participating in the delicate dance that keeps our economy and our society from descending into chaos. And this brings us to an even deeper question. If the stability of our money relies so heavily on trust and collective agreement, what happens when that trust begins to erode, not just from excessive printing, but from other unforeseen global shocks? And how might the rise of decentralized digital currencies challenge the very foundations of this ancient tax-driven system? The answers, as always, are far more complex than they first appear.